We go to 2, I believe. I did quick math on that, and that's game. Good game, sir. Okay, I'll attack, barge in. Excuse me, just barge it in here real quick. No big dealio. Yes, dude, how much damage is this? This is 28 damage. Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and as we're jumping into Cal time, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about some of these other cards that are coming out and maybe build decks that are, you know, budget or something that's a little bit more interesting and more fun to be able to kind of play around with some of the new cards that are coming out. So Orvar, the All Form, 4 mana Shapeshifter. This is just barely got spoiled. I'm doing this on the 18th, but whenever you cast instant sorcery spell, if it targets one or more other permanents you control, create a token that's a copy of one of those permanents. So first off, that's just crazy shenanigans with Mythos of Aluna and Thousand Year Storm, which is already just like so exciting. That sounds so fun. Which already a Thousand Year Storm, you can do crazy cool things, but you're already targeting and making extra copies of it, doing more and more stuff. And so you can end up with like 15 copies of Thousand Year Storm, cast 2 cards, and all of a sudden you have like a million copies of any spell you want. So pretty good stuff. That's really cool. The other side of it too, whenever your spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard a card, create a token that's a copy of target permanent. So this honestly might be like the first like blue commander I ever played, because I don't typically play blue in commander. I just don't like the kind of play style of it. It's more fun for me to do some other stuff in general. But with this kind of, there's just so many fun, cool, interesting things you can do with this. And if anyone ever wills you out, any permanents you have, and I think it doesn't even say non-land permanents. This is just create a token that's a copy of target permanent. So like this can give you tons of lands if you have opponents force you to discard. Like just Orvar in general. First off, I do think it does have the power to be in standard, where just the effects in there in general are something that you do have to deal with, because if you have any way of targeting your own stuff, even with just like Spikefield Hazards or, you know, Shadowsoul Smashing, all of a sudden you can start copying a bunch of different creatures, which is a really powerful effect, especially if you can do it at instant speed. Like Spikefield Hazard suddenly becomes this, okay, it can kill small creatures. Now it also can just copy any creature that I want, you know. Or if you have any other instant sorcery ways to kind of copy other stuff, with Mythos of Aluna is awesome already. Just create a copy of legitimately anything, and this is just going to create more copies of it. So I'm really stoked for Orvar. So I built a deck that I think that this could also go into. That is also a deck that we haven't seen play too much in the last little bit, and so I wanted to play a deck around BEAMSPLITTER Mage, and so let's go ahead and dive into this deck really quick and kind of what we're doing here, because I do think Orvar could be a fun extra thing to put on the top end here, mostly because it'd be really fun to, first off, like Kill Fiends, some of these other cards that are out here, like having extra copies of Dreadhorde Arcanist do crazy cool things. I also built like a Wizards deck with Vioshino Pyromancer, where if you just make extra copies of that with Mythos of Aluna, you can suddenly turn it into like a Dill 6 spell with Orvar. There's lots of different shenanigans you can do. So I tried to build this more towards what's actually powerful right now, though. BEAMSPLITTER Mage, kind of a different version of like Orvar that's already been around. 2 mana 2/2 is definitely not the same thing as like copying permanents, but you get to copy extra spells, and so you get to do some fun stuff whenever you cast instant sorcery spell that targets only BEAMSPLITTER Mage. So this is another card that works around targeting your stuff. Now you're copying the BEAMSPLITTER Mages, but when it targets only it, if you control one or more other creatures that spell could target, choose one of those creatures, copy that spell, and then it copies that creature. So things like barge in. So all of our creatures, besides our 2 copies of Soulscar Mage, are not human. So 1 mana target attacking creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and then each attacking non-human creature gains trample to end of turn. So this is a good way to give us a ton of trample and just give +4/+4 to everything with BEAMSPLITTER Mage. And what are some really good cards to be putting, giving pluses to and everything like that? Well, Kiln Fiend is definitely one of those things. 2 mana, 1/2. Whenever you cast instant sorcery spell, it gets us +3/+0 until end of turn. It's busted. It's cool. You can also just like do some crazy shenanigans, being able to get pumps with Kiln Fiends. We have Spikefield Hazard kind of for the same reason. Get rid of really small chump blockers if we don't have trample. Also just can target our Kiln Fiend once, or BEAMSPLITTER Mage, and all of a sudden we have extra 3 points of damage with Kiln Fiend that we can do. We have dive downs to kind of protect our stuff. We have Infuriates to target our stuff, not necessarily give trample, but just get massive amounts of damage in, and Dreadhorde Arcanist to be able to like kind of do it all again on the next turns, kind of cast those things and other things, make a massive board state. We're having everything target our own stuff. And so Invigorated Rampage also comes in with instant. So with BEAMSPLITTER Mage, you have to target only itself. So Invigorated Rampage has two different sides to this. We can either give 2 target creatures plus 2/+0, and they each gain trample. So if we don't have BEAMSPLITTER Mage, this is one of the best ways to go, just to kind of give our Soulscar Mage and whatever else, you know, our Storming Entity, get in and get some trample, get some extra pumpage with the prowess and everything that's going on anyway. And then you can also just use the first side of it, then only target 1 creature, target a BEAMSPLITTER Mage. Dude, I can't speak right. Give everything +4/+0, or give it +4/+0, give Killing Fiend +4/+0, which will also get +3. So now it's an 8/2 that's swinging in with trample. This is a 6/2 that's swinging in with trample. And that's just with 1 spell. Just imagine how crazy this gets if we're casting multiples on a turn. And so that is basically the idea of this deck, is we get to do some crazy, fun, awesome shenanigans. Get to just have a blast playing it. Ops to make sure that we're drawing through, filling our graveyard also for our 2 copies of Pteramander. I didn't want to go full copies of Soulscar Mage. I'm trying to keep this a little bit cheaper. I understand the lands are not cheap, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit cheaper in general, so that you can play this budgety kind of version of this, which honestly, BEAMSPLITTER Mage, Killing Fiend, I think you can build very budget friendly versions of this. I think playing more flying creatures in general with this can be really, really powerful. Even some of the cards that you're playing already, if you want to bring like Phoenix of Ash with BEAMSPLITTER Mage, because this is typically played with Wizards in the past, but it doesn't have to go on Wizards. It can go onto anything. And I think Bargain adds a huge advantage as long as we're not playing humans, which Soulscar Mage is a little bit awkward, but all non-human things still get trample, so it's still awesome. You know, even if you target Soulscar Mage with this, the other things that aren't, you know, our Killing Fiend will still get trample by targeting our Soulscar Mage. So it's like, it's just really good. So I really like this deck. We're gonna go ahead and try it out. I guess I haven't played it, so I really like the idea of this deck. We're gonna go ahead and try it out, see how it does for us, and also just you know, the shout out to Orvar. I'm not sure it goes into this deck necessarily, but being able to make extra copies of all these things could just be really fun. You can do it at instant speed, make a really big board, scry a bunch of Storming Entities, do fun shenanigans, and that's what we're here to do, is fun shenanigans. So let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, that begins. Shoot. And we don't really have a lot of things that we want, but Dreadhorde Arcanist is a good card, so we'll keep this. Don't have a lot of things that we want. Yeah. I can say English things. We do have blue mana, so we can get up to Storming Entity with a spell, which is just cast the spell. You may cast it, so then we can make things a little bit cheaper for Storming Entity. I think we're going to go ahead and play out the Spikefield Hazard for now. Get out the Arcanist first. We can run into more of those later. Okay, Arcanist. Arcanist is a little bit funky with Pteramander as well. I think that's also why we're only running 2 copies of this. Or why it's good we're only running 2 copies of it, rather. Oh! Rude. Knight of the Ebon Legion. Well, double Spikefield Hazard would have been nice now, but oh well. Pteramander. Dreadhorde Arcanist, pass the turn, go Gary mid-range, or what is this? They're playing Blooming Marsh, so it's probably a little bit more aggro. The Power of the Night. All right, no blocks. How many spells do we have? We'll have 3 here. If Pteramander stays alive, we can actually do some pretty cool stuff. Swing in with Pteramander. Yeah, I don't think we care about killing the Knight of the Ebon Legion. I think we just kind of race a little bit. Down to 15 past the turn. Trying to fill the graveyard a little bit so Pteramander can actually adapt soonish. We have 4 lands already. All right, that's the other thing I was worried about, though. And in that case, we probably just scoop. Yeah, which, okay, that's what's happening here. Kill Fiend most likely dies. Death Touch is really bad for us, too. Thoughtseize. Might as well make Kiln Fiend a little bit bigger, right? You could also target face, I guess, but whatever. You get to draw a card and do stuff if they get in with Knight here. We actually probably are still willing to trade off. They get some card draw, but they don't have a ton of value overall on the board. Okay, down to 17. Invigorated Rampage. Well, deal 8 to your face. If you don't have removal anytime soon, then we actually might be able to just pull this off with damage. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I was gonna skip this one up, but they're down at 5 now. That's not bad. Some direct damage wouldn't be the worst either. Pumps gets in, down to 13. Another Invigorated Rampage gives us lethal. Ooh, maybe not now. Terramander. So how much mana do we need to adapt? 8 minus 4. So no attacks. Can we adapt on the next turn? If they don't have removal, do we just have lethal? It's possible. We also have to worry about just not dying too before this all happens. All right. Swings in. Yeah, no blocks. We'll just take it. They get in for 6, potentially 8. I mean, if they pump. Please no removal. Down to 6. We're all in on Terramander and a Bargain. Bargain also lets us still adapt, right? Target attacking creature. All right, well, swinging with both. All right, Kiln Fiend gets the pump. Adapt with Terramander. And that's the ball game, my friends. Yeah. Okay. I honestly was gonna scoop because I was a little bit too greedy with the Bargains at the beginning. And I was like, okay, I misplayed that. I played 2 Bargains right away. Definitely not gonna win this one. But stick in there, pals. Every once in a while. Being determined pays off. Up against Elfendor. And we'll keep this. I like this hand a lot. A mountain. The one thing we're probably missing is ways to give haste to more of our creatures. Maximize velocity. That's a card that I probably ought to bring in a couple copies of. Yeah, maximize velocity might be just the best thing that could happen. All right, we'll go blue source here, Kiln Fiend. We actually have to play out. Let's see how much. So it costs 3 less to cast. So that means it costs 2, right? So we can opt and Swarming Entity. I do believe that's how it works. Do I want more red sources, though? I can barge in instead and then still play it out. Yeah, let's do that instead. Because that's better with Arcane and Dreadhorde Arcanist as well. Okay, swing in. See if they block. Okay, barge in. Yeah, just that be enough. And Storming Entity. Nice. Scry 2. Do we want more lands here? Another entity is not the worst either. We can't play it without playing Arcanist though. But we're fine kind of doing that. Just Arcanist and opt. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We can opt for another land if we do find it sweet. Just dropped my ring. Uh-oh. Llanowar Visionary. we're gonna set up for something else here. See, I could go Invigorate and Rampage. How much damage does that get us? So we go 4, 8. This gets up to 4. So we're almost lethal. With Opt, we actually do get to lethal, right? So yeah, I guess we just swing in. I guess check for lethal first, right? Because this deck can get there really quick. All right, yeah, that's sweet. So give you trample. Yeah, uh-huh. Oh, and let's Opt as well. Yeah, uh-huh. Dude, this deck is so good. Sure, doesn't matter. That's game. Oh my goodness. This is fast. Like, I feel like it's easy to get lethal on turn 4. And now I'm excited to play Beamsplitter Mage. We're gonna find it and we're gonna play it and it's gonna be amazing. All right, up against Tutti. Bring it on, Tutti. And we'll keep this. Yeah, I like this hand lots and lots. Anything to target stuff. So on this one, I'm gonna try going more for the combo rather than just the shenanigans, you know. Beamsplitter Mage has to actually attack in for Bargain to work. Bring out Terramander. Pastor, I'm not sure which is better to go Beamsplitter first or Kiln Fiend. Beamsplitter means that we can do more shenanigans with other stuff. Dude, this is in ranked. Someone just scooped instantly. Dude, our deck is just insanely powerful. It has so much power. Dude, what a generous fellow. Thank you, Tootie. Up against Dominions. Or Dominion Z. We'll keep this. Yeah, Beamsplitter Mage with these things are also just powerful. Like 2 of them. Good stuff. Seems good. Seems legit. I guess we bring out Island first, pass the turn. It's always better to hold off on these, I believe, right? Right? I'm totally right. You guys know. Shocks it in. Counter spells. Counter spells are bad. I've decided. All right, we came to play Beamsplitter. I know Kiln Fiend is amazing. We're came to play Beamsplitter, though. Here we go. Oh! I also am fine with it getting censored more so than Kiln Fiend, so. Uro. We will play this out as a land. Kiln Fiend. Gee, we need ways to give stuff haste. That really is a big deal. I think I want like 2 copies of Maximize Velocity in this deck. I might go ahead and make the change after this game. Because while I love all the trample that we actually have a lot of it. And so I'm not as worried at the moment. All right, let's swing in first. We have Invigorate Rampage and Bargain. How much damage is that? All right, so 1, 2, 5, 6 plus 7. So 13 damage already. Man, if they have a board wipe, this is so bad for us. All right, let's go play around the sensor a little bit. Go Beamsplitter Mage first. We came to do this. I just want to play the combo, guys. I don't even care about winning. Rude! For the love. Chirks. Sensor now. Okay. Now board wipe. Now we're pretty dang close to lethal. If we find another red source for a second Bargain, I think we have it. Well, would you look at that? I'm assuming stuff gets countered. Which then we can just play out a Dreadhorde or Canis as well. So let's go ahead and swing in. All right, Invigorated Rampage. Let's give it to both of them. Spreads the love a little bit more. Ultimately better for us. Okay, so that's 10 points of damage. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I think it's better to play out Arcanist here. Or do we not and avoid a board wipe? Because a board wipe here is really, really bad. They didn't play it already, though, when we had the Soul Square Mage out last time. Oh, man. It's a trap. Yeah. Most likely. But we're going to do it. We're doing it. Oh! Okay, cast out. That's more okay than other stuff is. Okay, cast out's fine. That also means most likely not counterspell or board wipe. I took out the dive downs in the deck, I think. What would I have in here? Our trusty, dusty thing here. All right. Infuriate first. That's way we can actually grab the Invigorated Rampage. Cast out. Hits Dreadhearted Canis. Only 1 mana up. I think we got lethal here. All attack. All attack. Okay, up to 5. There we go. We got it. Yes. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I like this lots. All right, we are going to add in, we need to add in a couple maximized velocities. I think only 2 copies, but just the occasional times to have haste are going to be really nice. And maybe honestly take out Infuriates. Like everything else is working pretty well for us. So yeah. So yeah, never mind. Samet Sprint is better than Maximized Velocity. Well, so the cool thing about Maximized Velocity, where is it? Is that it does have Jumpstart, so we can just discard a card to be able to cast it again. But I think that this being able to scry here is even better. And so Samet Sprint in. Honestly, what do we trim? 1 dive down, 1 infuriate. Bam, done. Nailed it. First try. All right, up against Paterica. We have ops to go dig for creatures, and we're on the draw. I would keep it, right? We're going to find creatures. It'll be totally fine. We're just going to find all the best ones right off the top of the deck. Oh, no. Definitely take an opt here. If you're smart. All right, Storming Entity. We don't actually have targets, so if we want to play Storming Entity, we have to find another spell. That's our... all right, well, if they go for Thoughtseize, then we'll opt again, try to find a second creature. Otherwise, I think we'll hold off. Arcane's Vessel. Because I'd rather get Entity out on the battlefield than not play anything. Yeah, we'll hold off a little bit. I'm not sure that's the right play. It probably is the wrong one. But you know what? You do you. I'll do me. It just sounds dirty every time people say that. Man. Thoughtseize. Rude! Sure. Let's see if they don't know Unstorming Entity very well and take that instead here. Darn it. Should just not opted and let it be taken. We could barge in on his dude. Okay. Storming Entity. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. I should have just not kept the opening hand. I mean, there were good things about it. Unless you're playing up against a Thoughtseize deck. And then it's like all bad. Everything about it is awful. Priest of Forgotten Gods. Oh, no. Oh, that's actually really bad for us. Like, really not good. How many Rit sources do we need here? Because once we cast spells, we don't need the double blue for those. If we're playing out main, nah, that's fine. Pass the turn. Most likely just losing Dreadhearted Canis here. And they're bringing back, and then they're going to call the Death Dweller with extra mana. We're just giving it a Invigorated Rampage. Let's go! Add the Thoughtseize. All right, I'm done here. You guys done here? I'm done here. This game's over in a half. Yeah, we can play it out, but like what happens from that point on is they just have the Priest of Forgotten Gods. I mean, they're running their own Dreadhearted Canis, and so they Thoughtseize us. We lose our Storming Entities. They sack these guys, call the Death Dweller, bring back 5/5s. We have 0 removal in the deck because we are all in on the swing, and those are the decks that we lose against. So on to the next one. All right, up against Nua L. Smith. I'm so bad at stuff. We need creatures. BEAMSPLITTER Mage. Yes. Oh, this is a hand and a half. Keep this. Do we drop Kiln Fiend? You know what? I keep saying it. We came to play Beamsplitter Mage. Killing Fiend is just a cool byproduct, but Terramander is a good turn 1 play. It's something for us to do. We need another creature for Beamsplitter Mage. It's probably better to not play Terramander and have the 2, but this way, on the following turn, we can go ham. And if you didn't know, going ham is like a really good thing to do. So, you know, let's have some ham and stuff. Down tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a doof. Infuriate and Invade Rampage. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so much pain will be had across the nation. All right, let's see how they block first. If they don't block too intensely, then we don't have to go for the trample stuff, and we can play the other Beamsplitter Mage. So swing in. How do you do it? All right, they don't block. So now we just infuriate, I believe. Wait, how close are we to lethal here? So we give... So 5 plus 4, 9 plus 4. So they go down to a very low life total. We'll play the other Beamsplitter Mage instead. I think this has a higher chance of getting us to lethal on later turns. Just in case they have some sort of removal. At the same time, though, maybe we are just trying to win as quickly as humanly possible. Oh no, they've got a Nissa. Ha! Child's play. Come on. I believe this gives us lethal no matter what, right? Because we just pump whichever Beamsplitter isn't targeted. Yeah. So attack in first. All at face. They block a Beamsplitter Mage. We pump the other one. Game over, man. Game over, man. Game over. Terramander. That's 11 points of damage. Yeah, boys. Dude, I like this deck a lot. This is probably my new favorite game, like favorite deck to play. Because we're doing shenanigans and a half, and it plays quick. Up against Scranched Cookers. And we don't have a creature. We got a mulligan. Oh, man. We actually had like 3 lands in that hand. Okay, keep this. Drop a Bargain or Invade Rampage. Invade Rampage is so good. Let's go. Let's drop a Bargain. We have one of each. Make it snazzy. All right, play our red source. Pass it to turn. This is a beautiful hand. Up against goblins. Actually, I think that we are favored against goblins because of how little removal that they end up having. So do we go Killing Fiend first or Beamsplitter Mage first? If we find a way to give stuff haste, we can give both things haste and pluses. And yeah, let's go Beamsplitter Mage first. We can't play Beamsplitter Mage. I mean, come on. Killing Fiend can do more bigger shenanigans, but I think that we'd end up just having to cast something there. I want to try to get both of these on these guys on the next turn. I think we're pretty close to lethal the turn after this one. Chieftain. Swings him in. No blocks. Let's see if they're willing to trade with the Beamsplitter Mage. Samet Sprint. What does that do for us here? That's pretty legit stuff. That's what that is. It just dies to the Chieftain, though, is the issue here. We don't get trample out of it. Like, I think they would be willing to block with the Chieftain here. And we can still barge in if they do block. So let's go ahead and swing in. Okay, let's it through. How many spells can we cast? We have how much red mana? We can cast all 3 of these spells on the next turn. Yeah, so if you don't kill anything, we have lethal. Like, I think a pretty easy lethal. Kranko. Kranko's bad. Kranko's definitely bad. Let's see if they swing all in. So we can block something. How much do they swing in with here? Okay, they have not quite lethal. We go to 2, I believe. I did quick math on that. but I counted 7. All right, cool. Okay, pass to my turn. And that's game. Good game, sir. Okay, I'll attack. Let's go ahead and barge in. Excuse me, just barge it in here real quick. No big dealio. Samet sprint as well. Let's get some scries going. Yeah, good game, sir. And invigorated rampage. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Good game. Yes, dude, how much damage is this? This is 28 damage. We were close to doing it like the turn before as well. This is just a little bit more consistent. We also could have just used a Samet sprint there to block one of the goblins if they did end up having enough. So this deck was actually really good. Yeah, Samet sprint definitely better than the maximized velocity. Just because I think maximized velocity is sorcery speed. This you can give the +1 on toughness right away and give scry and stuff. So I like it. I like it like that. Yeah. Up against Marsuperoni. We'll keep this. We have a spell. All of our best cards, creatures will do this stuff. We're looking for a Samet sprint off the... Oh, okay, okay. Yes, okay, okay. Samet sprint off the top. So this is what we can do, actually. So we wait 1 extra turn and try to get... Oh, man, up against red, we probably have stuff die. But Dreadnought Candace with Samet sprint is really cool with everything else we can do. We still might just use Samet sprint now, though. Fanatical Firebrand. Shocks. Ah, all the rudeness. Okay, Dreadhorde Arcanist. Terramander. Also interesting. I'm debating if I just want to get rid of this. Let's see. Samet sprint we can get in for like 5 points of damage, which isn't the worst. I do want to hold on to spells in general for the Kiln Fiend, if that survives a turn. So if they spend more removal here, higher chance of Kiln Fiend actually surviving. If they spend mana, spend the Fanatical Firebrand to kill the Terramander, also pretty good. If they don't kill it, then sweet up, bruh. Steamkin. Getting steamy up in here. Wizard's Lightning. Rude. So Terramander's most likely dying, right? So do we just go ahead and block here? Ah, no blocks, whatever. We can Samet sprint in response now. Okay, down to 19, pass the turn. How big can we get Kiln Fiend? Chain Whirler. Alright, Terramander's gonna die. We have Kiln Fiend is our only way to actually like win the game here. Which, oh man, that's pretty bad. Fanatical Firebrand kills this. The issue with Chain Whirler is that we have to get higher toughness or else we just don't have a shot. Okay. Samet sprint. Keep him alive. Land on top means double invigorated rampage, which also means we still can't do anything. But, you know, it's cool and stuff. So, yay. Yeah, Chain Whirler is just like the ultimate... You can't have fun card here. We have 8 plus 6, 14, 15 damage. But 0 at the same time. So pass the turn. They have 8 damage on board. If they have removal spell, we're dead. And... Okay. Sounds good. I want to make their day. You know, if we're not going to have fun, someone else is going to have all of the fun. Rude. And there. Oh, yes. Evercleave. Yes. Here you go. You can have it all. You can have it all. Yes. Oh, that is a blast. Okay, yeah. Cool stuff there, bro. Unfortunately, this means it doesn't get the biggest hit possible. Okay, there we go. That's even better. Now there's the most damage output possible. Strikes themselves, yes. This is fun. I enjoy this. Nice. Good game, sir. Good game to you. Oh, man. If you're going to lose, that's the right way to lose. Up against Barbaboon. What a name. Keep this. We have Salmon Sprint with Killed Fiend. Blockers. Blockers are the absolute worst. I hate you. All right, Steam Vent's tapped. Pass the turn. Now we need Trample. This is a lot of Beamsplitter mages though. It has to be on the cast. Good thing to remember. Okay, down to 19. He's not blocking. Oh, ho, ho. Village Rites. Okay, they're gonna have lots of Claim the Firstborns and shenanigans and whatnot. And tons of good stuff in the graveyard, because you know, why not? It would be fun going into black for claim and fame as well. They work really well with the deck. It would be sweet. Beamsplitter Mage, pass the turn. Claim the Firstborn, hit in, Village Rites, get an ability to copy it again. All right, Stitcher Supplier. Also cool, I guess. I might use Salmon Sprint just to get the Scry here. Because we had to Scry twice with Beamsplitter Mage. That's an opt. Okay. Alright. Kiln Fiend. Put this on red. Salmon Sprint. Beamsplitter Mage. Opt number 2, yeah. If they don't have removal, playing out a creature is annoying, but if they don't have removal, then we just dig for a trampoline card as deep as we can. Claim the Firstborn. Rude! Jerks. Do they have the Village Rites? If they have the Village Rites, I feel like you gotta go for the Kiln Fiend over the Beamsplitter Mage. Beamsplitter is cool, but I'm not sure it's better than Kiln Fiend. Oh, it's all sorts of bad. Okay. I see what's up. Now. Okay, then. Forget about Spark Harvest. Dude, that's so good with Claim to Fame. Yeah, that's so good. Claims Hope of Gearper. That is annoying for us. Now we might opt. No, let's just play both these guys out. They're still threats. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna swing in, hit us with Hope of Gearper. We're not able to cast any more spells for this turn. Who plays Hope of Gearper in this deck? I've never seen that before. And there's 2 of them in there. I guess on the mirror match, it's really good. Although you could just steal it and swing in with them, sacrifice then. Yeah, it seems like there's downsides to this as well. Plays another Hope of Gearper. Yeah, that's a hard lock. That feels really bad and stuff. So we can't cast spells. We try to kill Luris. I'm fine with that. Otherwise, you're taking 4. That's still a pretty big deal. It's a big deal. Of course, they're gaining 3 on the next turn. Storming Entity would be awesome. Do we need more than the blue mana? Yeah, let's go blue. Pass the turn. Another Hope of Gear per turn. Yeah, let me show what this actually says. So sacrifice until your next turn, target player who was dealt combat damage by it this turn can't cast non-creature spells. And so until your next turn. So they keep attacking in with Hope of Garriper. So as long as we're casting non-creature spells, is it? Yeah, it's actually a pretty legitimate lockdown with Luris. Dang. This hurts my very soul. Archfiend's Vessel. Now they have a blocker for the mages. Yeah, we're just trying to look for creatures. I guess no attacks this time. Flooding out a little bit with our deck that doesn't have very many lands. I guess we can opt here, huh? There's also potentially Thought Seizes though too, so creatures are good. Why are there so many lands? Stop it. Down to 11. Doesn't swing with the Archfiend's Vessel. I guess it's a better blocker. Stormwing Entity is the best possible thing here for sure. The only thing that kills it is Spark Harvest, because Claim the Firstborn can't really steal it. Yeah. Soulscar Mage. Soulscar Mage can be nice just because it gets the prowess, but when we can't cast spells, this is just better, I suppose. It's all bad right now. Hopiger for completely shutting us out. I've never even seen this deck play that before, but I really like it now. But I've never seen it happen. Kroxa gets the Kiln Fiend number 2. Okay, Stormwing Entity off the top. Salmon Sprint. Okay then, we'll say good game. On to the next one. Oh man, what a really hard lockdown on us. I think it's Sausage Copter. Cool. Keep this. Cheers. I like it. Okay, Soulscar Mage. Fast turn. Beamsplitter Mage. Invader Rampage. Hit for 1.5 million. Otherwise, try to get Storming Entity. Oh! They might take it out the Invigorated Rampage here. Beamsplitter Mage also a pretty good hit. I'd be in between those two cards. Invader Rampage and Beamsplitter Mage. Everything else, you'll just have to deal with on board. Beamsplitter Mage goes. Okay. Kiln Fiend. Nice. Legit. Swing him in. Shringamin's favorite pig. Down to 17. Another Thoughtseize would be bad. What are we looking for? Land is pretty good. And more targeting spells are also good. Dive Down would be sweet. Okay, we got the land. So we could pump on both of them, or we could just pump the Soulscar Mage. Because Kiln Fiend still gets the pump anyway. It doesn't have Trample, but I don't expect them to flash anything here. And now Soulscar Mage is a 6/3. It's kind of a big deal. Okay, eliminates. Yeah, putting the 2 onto each could have been nice, but I actually want to keep Kiln Fiend alive more. Down to 11, pass the turn. Come on, shock more lands in. You know you want to. Give us a spell. Wait, we got to do Spirit Fingers. Wait, Spirit Fingers always gets us lands, though. Thoughtseize. That's fine. Oh, I did it. Dang it. Okay, not Spirit Fingers. Is that what we got to do? The non-Spirit Fingers. If they're going to go for another Thoughtseize, I'm fine having this in hand. Yeah, pass the turn. I mean, we still have a clock. It's not very quick, but a top deck wins the game. Maelstrom Pulse. Oh, man. Well, now we play this out so we can hope for an untapped land and play this out. Or a 2-mana spell and still play Storming Entity. Maelstrom Pulse. Rude. Now we can't target stuff. Which means otherwise we would have gotten out Storming Entity. Darn it. And now we find them dive down. I think this is our first time finding that dive down out of all of these games. This is like the 11th game. And we finally found a dive down. Yes! I did have 2 and I took out 1 for the Samet Sprint. So there is that. All right, Dread Arcanist, that's pretty legit. This should survive with the dive down. Unless they have some sort of board wipe. Even board wipe actually might be fine. Take that, fool. And then we can also swing in with it and then cast a Storming Entity. Does it cast the spell? All right, what are the odds of them having more Maelstrom Pulses and things? They have to have like threats at some point, right? It can't just all be hate. Like, this has been so much hate. It's ridiculous. All right, goes their turn. Hydrocrasis X2 doesn't go for the 3. That's really intriguing. Barge in. Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast it. Why not? Debating if we actually wanted to there, but I kind of want to hold them to barge in with the Storming Entity if possible. If they block here, we definitely do kill it. Okay, barge in. Down to 6. Storming Entity hits some scries. Opt and Dread Arcanist. Opt at least can draw some things and we get more prowess triggers. Arcanist isn't the worst if they do end up just having lots of removal here. We draw the Opt. I think I want to string together other stuff though. We're just hoping they don't have as much removal. Like we have to try to go for the win at some point here. And 1 extra spell means Storming Entity actually goes off. With Arcanist, we can go barge in as well. Not anymore. There's a Bajuka Bog. Okay, cool. 0 removal. Hydrocrasis. All right, so we don't quite get to win, I don't think. Opt. Ooh. Oh, wow. I want to cast this twice, right? Whatever thing they don't block, we target. Or do we opt here? We do have to do this before they block, and so they can find a way to still get in no matter what. But let's actually opt here. Yes! 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 Oh, it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. Yes! All right, that was really lucky. But we got there. Dude, how much hate can you have in a single hand? Yeah, that was like ridiculous. Wow. Okie dokie then. Up against Roroy. Okay, keep this. Do we opt here or do we save it for Kiln Fiends and shenanigans and such? It's so weird with this deck. I think we do hold off on playing opt on turn 1. Usually that's always the wrong way to go, but for us it is not. We'll go Kiln Fiend first because I think we're gonna Beam Splitter and opt so that we can actually get in for a little bit more damage with the Kiln Fiend. Up against Valakut Stormforge, which typically means, okay, I have no clue what this is now. Yeah, I have no clue what's up. No clue whatsoever. All right, we're gonna hold up the dive down now. Beam Slitter Mage. Yeah, I'm not gonna opt. Hold up, dive down. We want to keep these guys alive. When they're playing Rakdos stuff, we take it easy. Okay? Okay. Ha 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 ha! I could have Beam Slittered there, but that's fine. Yeah, getting rid of Bone Crusher feels nice. If they want more removal to spend on that, that's okay. Bloodjuice Thirst. Right, 2 cards. 2 cards, that's alright. I hate this. Okay, opt. No more lands. Stop it. Barge in. Not worth it without another creature. I'm all alone with no one here beside me. My troubles have all gone. Yay, a friend. Ha ha ha. All right. Hopefully both these guys stay alive so we can get in for more damage. Play out land so we can play more things, right? So, yep. Pathway, pass the turn. This only targets things that are attacking, so... Alright, yeah, Murder Strider. Rude. I think a Dreadhorde Arcanist would be pretty sweet. Rankle. Cool. Down to 17. Can make us discard. That's fine. We have an extra land since we drew 6 of them. 7 of them. Yeah, I think we're fine with the top deck mode here. If they want to do that. So I'll attack. We'll just go ahead and barge in now. Down to 7, pass the turn. Since they're most likely going to force us to discard anyway, we just try to get their life total down as low as possible. If they want to start drawing cards or do anything like that, cool. Invigorated Rampage is really nice here. Gets them down to 1. There is something to be said about maybe having like a Bone Crusher Giant or something in here. Although targeting it would hurt us a lot. Or just honestly a shock. Shocks would be nice. Shocking, but that would be great. Arcanist is sweet. Dude, Beam Splitter, like, so many of these cards just mesh so well together. It's amazing. Please no more removal. They might just force us to sacrifice something. I said fork us. Okay, down to 11. Doesn't do anything Extinction Event. Okay, on even. Well, that card would have been so amazing. Timrite Calls the Dead and Murder Strider. Why are you not playing Murder Strider? What do they have that's so amazing? Probably another Murder Strider. Goes down to 3 for it, though. Scry 2, creatures. We're digging for creatures. Not more lands. Get that crap out of my face. Get that corn out of my face. Hey, Jeff, have you tried not drawing lands? I don't know. This one time I thought about it and like, no, it's not going to work. All right, exile to 2 cards. You gain 1 life for each creature exiled this way. We have a few creatures for them to gain life with. We're still definitely in this match. They're top decking now. They have Castle Locthwain, but that's just going to hurt them. Timret. Can they actually exile their own graveyard? I can't remember. From graveyards. Okay. Opt. Arcanist. Yeah, boy. Pass the turn. They can exile anything we try to bring back. They might just leave Timret back as a blocker now, though. Yeah, Timret's good. I've rode up against Timret a few more times lately, and it is amazing how good this can be. Because if you play it in the late game, it can gain you so much life. It's ridiculous. We're dropping down pretty low, too. No blocks. They're leaving the door open. The door is open, friends. They can exile so many things. 2 more creatures from their graveyard gain 2 more life. They go up to 10. They don't quite have lethal unless they play out Murder Strider. Now we have to be scared. Ah, come on. I think that's game. They can just exile whatever we try to grab out of this. Or does it cast immediately? I can't remember if it's how it works. Pretty sure we're just dead though. I don't think there's any way of coming back at this point. We need to find a storming entity is probably the best thing we could do. And then playing that now would have been better. I'm curious. I'm going to do this for science. For science! They're going to only leave a land left because they can do that. I'm just trying to remember if we're able to do this immediately or not. Or no, it's in the graveyard still. They have the chance to exile it. It doesn't come to my hand. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're dead. For science! There was a chance they probably actually blocked there because we have one more card in hand that might be a way to kill them. But yeah, we're done. We're done there. It's all good. All right, so in the wrap up versus Beam Splitters, this deck did pretty well. So it has a 63% win rate. Let's see if we can get more stats on this. Where's all the stats? All right, here's the ladder. Okay, because I think did I play on the not on the ladder ever? But so we're 50% on the draw and 71% on the play, which is huge, but still 50% even on the draw. So like that's a pretty awesome win rate there. And we definitely can like fine tune this, make it a little bit better. I'm not sure like how many dive downs you need over Sandwich sprints, like all that kind of stuff. It can definitely be fine tuned, but just for how aggressive this deck can be, I loved how you could play with Beam Splitter Mage and Kiln Fiend was really awesome. Honestly, I probably want a couple more 1-drop creatures just because Beam Splitter Mage wants something already there to be able to go crazy with it on the next turn. So honestly, I think that's probably one other thing we bring in is like a couple other copies of Soulscar Mages or Terramander, because those actually worked out really well. I would say it could also be Stormkin. What is it? The Siren Storm Tamer, but it is for any creature you control. So Siren Storm Tamer probably is the other one that you bring into the deck. That'd be really good. For some reason I was thinking it was only for wizards, but it's just anything. Do that. That's a lot of creature types on there. It's just really cool. Seagate Stormcaller could also be pretty cool in this deck too. With Sambit Sprint and everything like that, you can do some pretty fun shenanigans with it. So anyway, overall, this was a really fun deck. I had a blast with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And you know, let's go ahead and give a good a good keyword for the end. So those of you guys who made it to the end, that means you guys are true followers of the YouTube channel. So down in the comments below for YouTube, make sure that you put in Siren Storm Tamer. Like Jeff, you forgot Siren Storm Tamer as the keyword, and every one of you, I'll forget what the keyword was, and I'll be like, man, these guys are all jerks. They're just telling me everything I forgot. Didn't even care about like compliment me on the deck I built, but I'll remember it at some point and be like, oh, okay, everyone's doing it. We're good. That's all great. And it'll let me know that you guys actually made it to the end and you care about my content. So that's the keyword. You forgot the Siren Storm Tamer. All right. Thank you guys so much. And we'll jump into the next one.